We on. How are we doing, YouTube family? Welcome to today's class, man. It is time to get to this money. As y'all see, man, it's red lights today because the market, we made the move that we wanted to make last week, which was to the downside. And honestly, guys, this week, I think it might be time to get to that money, man. So real quick, if y'all are excited about today's class, you're excited about getting to that money, guys, go ahead and put a W into the chat or put a fire into the chat right now. I want to see who we're talking to today. I want to see who's hype. And I'm basically looking forward to go ahead and cover like some of the top plays are actually watching here for the week. This is a very successful week here in the market. Made well over 5 figures in about 3 days of trading. Now I'm kind of looking forward to like seeing how is the month going to be ending here for January here in the stock market world. So if you guys are unfamiliar, every single Sunday, guys, we go ahead and give you guys free game. We're dropping plays on the top stocks for the week, dropping game on the actual, like, what is the market outlook for the week? And more importantly, like, how did we actually do in the market last week? And then how accurate were we last week? Because, if we give you guys free game every single Sunday, y'all probably want to see, like, okay, cool. How did we actually do these past few weeks when we give you a free game? And how did that actually turn out for you guys? Let's get into everything. But real quick, guys, I want to see where some of y'all are tuned in today from. Y'all post in the chat where y'all from, what city you from, what state are you from, where you are in the world. I want to see where everybody is from. See, someone says they're from Houston, Texas, in the building. Okay, what's up, Jackie? What's up, Sydney? Let's go get into everything, man. I didn't want to waste none of y'all's time. Everyone's time is very valuable, and I want to jump into right now. The first things that we're watching here for the week. All right. So, guys, first things first. Let's go jump right into what are we looking at news-wise for the week. So we're going to go to forexfactory.com, and we're going to go ahead and see what is the news articles for the week. So first things first, on Monday, as you can see, it's like a bunch of Canadian news, nothing crazy. See on Tuesday, nothing. See what you want to be looking for, guys. People are, okay, hold on. Before I get into this, let me see what y'all saying. Okay, we got San Antonio, Eagle Pass, H-Town. Okay, a lot of H-Towns. Okay, cool. Well, guys, like I was mentioning, whenever you are trading for the week, guys, this is very, very important. Before you start trading, make sure you go over to forexfactory.com and see what is the news for the week. So you want to see what big news events are going to happen, because you don't want to be, caught by surprise when you're trading and the market moves 1,000 points. You don't know what's happening, right? So what you can go ahead and do is very simple. Honestly, I go straight up and I go to this site right here. But if you want it to be even easier, go to filter right there and filter for the red and the orange boxes right here. So take out the other ones, and I want you to uncheck everything right here besides USD. Right? Apply filter. As you can see, Tuesday is looking pretty dry. Wednesday, guys, make sure y'all got this day down and you write it down right now, guys. President Trump is speaking at 7:30 in the morning on a Wednesday. As y'all seeing, he's trying to bomb Iran. He still has a Venezuelan president, by hijacking and kidnapping. Right now, Trump's kind of like on some crazy timer right now. I don't know what he got going on, but he's trying to kidnap people, bomb people, guys. He's making massive moves in the stock market world, and then impacting different sectors like oil. Just recently, guys, we made a lot of money on Friday by taking a company that's a missile defense company, because there's a lot of things going on, and we'll get into all that today, right? So, just begin here at 7:30 here on Wednesday. Cool. Thursday, guys, we have core PCE price index. Also, the final GDP also on Thursday. Big news events. And lastly, guys, on Friday, we're going to be ending the week off with some PMI, right? So these are going to be all different things that y'all should be definitely looking at for the week, because whenever you're trading, it's very easy to just focus on the money and on the charts, but knowing how news does work for the week does make a big, impasse in the actual week in the market, right? So let's go ahead and jump right into what I want to show you guys. I have a couple of the plays I want for the day, right? But we're going to start first with the S&P 500. And before I kind of get into the S&P 500, guys, I want to kind of show you guys, because we didn't get to cover this week yet, or realistically last week, but you want to also be in the know for what is the earnings looking like for the week, right? This week, guys, we have a couple of interesting names here for the week here on earnings. Companies have to report their balance sheet for the week. how profitable they are, so all the shareholders are able to make a good decision about if they want to keep holding on to the companies long term. And once that happens, the companies report quarterly earnings and they make massive moves to the upside or downside depending on how they actually report on their earnings, right? So this week here, guys, Netflix is definitely going to be the talk of the town. Yeah. Netflix has earnings here on Tuesday. Company will be probably moving really crazily for earnings. Company is very, very, very fluid, and you want to keep your eyes on Netflix this week for sure. Number 2, company of the week, in my opinion, is going to be also on Johnson & Johnson, which is J&J. The company moves very volatile for earnings. Make sure if y'all are trading earnings, be safe. But this is a good company to be looking at for your earnings potential. Also, we have Intel. Intel's like the third company on watch for earnings that will probably move pretty crazily. INTC, and there is some money to be made on INTC, guys. So honestly, guys, I'm gonna be sorry with y'all. Earnings is very, very risky, but this week I have my eyes on one specific company, and just know I think this company might make a move. Now I don't know if I'm gonna drop it here on Sunday's Stock Sunday because I don't know if y'all would take action on it. Honestly, I just think it's too much information. But we will be calling out this place live into our community. As you guys know, we live trade basically every single day, and I see some potential this week, in the market. So I'm gonna be keeping my eyes peeled. All right. So let's go get right into the meat of everything. Right. Let me go ahead and open up a fresh chart right quick, and we're gonna go ahead and analyze Mr. S&P 500, right, which is SPY. So I just can go ahead and see here on SPY. Let me delete all this off my screen so we're not cutting up our charts. So guys, as you guys can see here on SPY, what do you guys notice is happening here on SPY on first glance? Can someone tell me, like, what do you guys see is happening here on SPY upon first glance? Let me see if any of y'all been listening, if y'all been learning. I want to see, what do y'all think is happening on the S&P right now? And just post to the chat. Are we bullish? Are we creating a certain type of stock pattern? What do you guys see is happening here on SPY right now? I'm just curious who's actually learning. So I see about 3 different things happening on SPY right now, but like, before I give it to y'all, I just want to see who's actually, getting to this money, getting to education, and actually learning. All right. Let's see what I say. Okay, I see bullish trend. Okay. Doesn't go past lower lows. Okay. 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 What else? Anything else? Do y'all see any type of stock pattern? Do y'all see like a certain type of candlestick pattern right here? Y'all see anything? Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay. Well, guys, let's go ahead and quickly kind of get into what is this showing us, and the whole entire, just like the mindset here of SPY in general, right? Let's go take a look at this really quick. Open up on Google right quick. I just want to show you, for example, how to actually understand what the market is showing you, so you're not just continuously blind in the market. So let's go look at, first of all, the bullish pennant pattern. So guys, the bullish pennant pattern, guys, is basically characterized in the market where essentially, as you guys can go ahead and see, we're creating what we call is higher lows, and higher lows, right? But then we're also creating lower highs. So you're basically creating a little bit of a squeeze pattern, right? This right here is called a bullish pennant pattern. The opposite is the bearish pennant pattern, right? It's the opposite, where you begin first with a bearish flagpole, and you're creating those lower lows, lower highs consistently, and you break it to the downside. But for us right now, guys, we have the first flagpole is bullish. So we created a bullish flagpole, as you can see right there, and then we're creating a type of higher lows right there and lower highs right here. And we're attempting to squeeze from off this top here in the market, as you guys can go ahead and see right here on SPY. And essentially, what we want to basically focus on this week, guys, is, all right, of course y'all watching the market, you're watching the news, but I'll write this down if y'all actually are serious about getting to that money. There is something called trend line liquidity, And I feel like this week, guys, is going to be very important to maximize on that liquidity so you know what's happening. It's very simple. Go find a trend in the market. So for me right now, I see this little bit of a trend being built right here. Now, as you can go ahead and see from this line that I just drew right here on SPY, what do you guys notice about this line here on SPY? Like, what do y'all notice? So we're creating higher lows right there, right? We're also creating the lower highs right there, lower highs right here, lower highs, consistent, right? So we're attempting to make a little bit of a squeeze, I can assume here, on this high time frame here on SPY. Now, when I look at the S&P right now, right, we made a really strong run on Tuesday up to 697 here on SPY, up until having a little bit of a reversal here on price back to the downside. And kind of like what the market's looking like right now, it's like a bunch of chicken scratch. But what you're understanding is, in the grand scheme of things, we're consistently getting higher. As you can see right here, we're getting higher. Here, we're getting higher. Here, we're getting higher. Now, we got a little bit higher right there. Let me see. So we ended up creating a little bit of a lower high to the high right there, right? But we've been consistently creating higher highs since the new year on SPY, right? So now we're having another drop right here in price. We're having a little bit of a retracement in price, right? And y'all, how many of y'all kind of wonder, like, for us, right? On our last class that we just did last week, I believe on Monday, as you guys can go and see right here, we called this stock market top. Watch these 3 plays this week. And essentially we're looking, so whenever we say the stock market top, we're basically looking for the market to actually have a retracement here in price back to the downside. But a few plays that we had on watch for the week, guys, is we posted right here into our chat. So we're basically posting that we want to see NVIDIA go to the upside, see Google go to the upside, and also have Oracle go to the upside. Now, as you guys can go and see here on NVIDIA, we had a strong run to the upside here in NVIDIA, right? We're targeting about as you see, we're targeting 191 on NVIDIA. And as you guys can go see right here, price came up here on Friday, which is 2 days ago, and it got up to about $190. They'll say there on NVIDIA. But this price swing on NVIDIA from down here, it happened simply, guys. This is literally exactly like, I want you to actually go back and watch our class from last week on Monday. We're covering on the video about breaking through these lows sitting right there. And after the video breaks through this type of low right there, we're creating a change of character. So we're basically closing below this previous low. We have a lower low right there, lower high, lower low, lower highs, right? And then we ended up coming right here, breaking below the low here on the video, creating a brand new low. And after it happened on the video, what happened? We ended up having a little bit of an engulfing pattern on the video. As you can see from right here, we ended up closing, as you can see right there on the video, right above this key level right there, leaving behind this fair value up here in the high time frame, which caused a massive reversal back to the upside on the video, which moves significantly here in price. Now what happens, guys, is people, they rush it. They rush. They want to buy stock, they want to buy calls, they want to buy swing trades on the company when they're sitting in la-la land. When the market is sitting like this and it's going sideways and they ain't doing nothing, people want to buy call positions. I told you guys literally last week on Sunday, literally, if I see my class right here on the video, that we were going to cover it right here. We literally were covering, I just can go and see right here on the video. Go back here on price. We're basically covering right here that we need to see the price on the video have a little bit of a retracement and come take out these lows before making a move to the upside. So guys, this is a free game. If y'all are trading right now and you want to get more into swing trading or kind of capitalizing more on the market's full movement, don't be buying stocks and they're just sitting on la-la land or buying them in the upside. No, wait for companies to come and take out significant levels and lows and key lows in the market and taking that back to the upside. And why do I cover the video once again if we just covered it last week on Monday? And it's because I personally believe that, guys, the video is not done. The video is not done. I firmly believe, and I just want to be transparent with you guys, that We called this move here on the video to 191, cool. But if you look here at their sister company AMD, it made the move that I wanted to see it make. And that's why on AMD, right, we focused on locking in on AMD this week, and we actually took a nice call on AMD, you know, made about $3,000 here on, I believe on Wednesday or so. So made 3K on AMD on this day on the 15th, which is like 3 days ago. And then even double back, it made an extra $1,500 on AMD on the same day. So in one day, guys, it made about $4,500 on AMD. And the reason why we took the AMD calls, guys, can any of y'all guess why we took calls on AMD before I tell you guys real quick? Like, why do you guys feel like we took calls on AMD? Even though we had, you know, we watched and we analyzed the video from top to bottom, we put it on the watch list and everything. Why do you guys feel like we took calls on AMD rather than taking calls on the video? So I put in the video calls on watch, right? I literally told you guys on the class last week that, hey, the video calls is a go. It is a banger, but you want to understand when, what time to buy in, why you're buying in, how much to buy in, the exact contract, and we do all that. But I'll quickly show you guys right now, right? The reason why we took AMD calls over NVIDIA on this day is, check this out. So first of all, opening up NVIDIA right here, as you can go and see, guys, on this day in the week, NVIDIA did come through and come take out the lows sitting right there, as you can see, right, obviously. Now, the thing about it is, guys, when a company like NVIDIA, for example, comes down and it takes out a key low right here, for example, this is going to be triggering a lot of buyers to want to entertain the price action, right? So step 2, guys, I want you to go over to finviz.com and go to the heat map sector right there. What you will notice is in the semiconductor area, this is where all of the chip companies are residing. So NVIDIA, the AMDs, the Microns, the AVGOs, everything, right? So if an NVIDIA, for example, has a move to the upside, other companies will also follow suit and make a similar move like NVIDIA to the upside. So the day when I seen NVIDIA drop in price and then bounce back in pre-market, I also noticed that, look at this. Mr. AMD as well in pre-market, this thing shot up, but look at this, by 4% in pre-market. So AMD moved bigger than NVIDIA. Even though NVIDIA made that new low that we covered just now, AMD stock, for example, this company had a stronger move in price more than NVIDIA. So what we did was we didn't just jump the gun and we didn't just hop into the market with no. Obviously not. Let me just show you what we did, right? Every single morning, guys, write this down, this free game. Every single morning, guys, draw your pre-market highs and your pre-market lows every single day, right? So now here, guys, is my pre-market lows here on AMD. Here my pre-market highs here on AMD. Now, as soon as the market opened up, guys, as you guys can go and see right here on AMD, if I go ahead and press play, we had a strong move right here, as you can see, to the upside, completely taking out my pre-market highs that are sitting right there. Now, once that happened, I understood that, NVIDIA down here, guys, stay with me, guys. Stay with me. Here in the video, we just now came and took out the low right there, right? This is the low that we got on the video. Once that happened, we came down here in price, and now we're significantly at a cheap price point in terms of the stock market. Now draw a line, guys, at the exact place at where the lows were taken out, which is right there. So putting a line right here on the video, what you are able to notice is this. Once the video closes below this line and then back above it, this is a possible sign of a reversal, right? We cover this exact strategy inside of our mentorship. If you want to apply, guys, the link is in the description and the link is in the comments, right? But we go like a lot more deeper into this into the program. But if in layman's terms, when you close below a key level of price like this, for example, and you close above this same key area with some rising volume, you're actually able to identify when a stock could possibly be reversing. And when that happens, it typically happens for a couple of days. So as you can see here in the video, we close here above the line right there. The following day, what happened? Let's see what happened on the video the following day. Look at that. Boom. Pre-market and Nvidia is going up. Ripping, right? It made the exact move that we were waiting for, guys. I'm giving y'all a free game. This is literally how you're able to predict market reversals in layman's terms. There's obviously a lot more to learn, but in layman's terms and in essence of the market, if you could understand technical analysis and how stocks are able to properly move, you make a shit ton of money. Right? Like we're all for trading for the love of the game, but at the end of the day, guys, we're here to make this money. Like let's be honest, right? So at the end of the day, this move having a video allowed me to use the information to take a company that is moving exactly like NVIDIA, but better, which is on AMD. So at AMD, we had a couple of targets here on AMD. Let me open up my Snapper chart right quick. This is my AMD chart right here. Now, as you guys can go and see right here on AMD, let me move. I know I was doing a lot this day of teaching on my class. Okay, we're gonna go down. So guys, our AMDs, I go back here on price. This is where we are on AMD. So this is my pre-market highs right here on AMD. And on my 1 minute chart, this is what we're gonna open up right now. So AMD right here, as you can see, we ended up creating a small 1 minute fair value gap. As you can see here on AMD, right? We covered this nice gap being created here in the market. And once that happened, the gap has basically showed me like, and actually it's probably a lot of a game, but if y'all creating fair value gaps as you're closing above significant areas of price like pre-market highs, pre-market lows, or other key levels in price, you know, that we cover and do our channel on YouTube, that shows a strong sign for a stock to want to continue into this certain direction, into the same type of direction, right? So when we kind of noticed that, guys, one, NVIDIA came here, took out our lows here for the week, significant area in price. It took out the lows, closed above it, cool. My mind frame, guys, is I'm bullish here on this company. Step two, we took out my pre-market high. Step three, we're creating different levels of confirmation that are confirming my move to the same type of direction. So then, guys, as I press play right here in the video on AMD, we had a strong pullback here to that FVG that we created, also down to my little indicator, and had a strong move to the upside here on AMD, and we were able to capture that movement as it moved up in price. Now, that resulted in a $4,500 trade on AMD, and what I'm saying about all this together, guys, is I think that AMD made a super strong move to the upside this past week. But I think that NVIDIA might be slowing down a little bit. It might be lagging a little bit, but I think that NVIDIA might want to follow behind pace on AMD and make their move now back to the upside. So I'm going to be watching, first things first, guys, this week on Mr. NVIDIA. She was moving a little funny this past week, right? But we have a lot of lows sitting right here. Lows right there, lows right here. We have a lot of lows sitting right in the market, right? Now, below those lows, guys, sits a key level of liquidity in the market, right? Below these lows, so it's sitting down here. So this week, guys, on NVIDIA, I think that the market might be having a little bit of a move to the upside. Personally, I'm a little bit biased with how we're sitting up with the high time frame. That being said, I want to be looking for NVIDIA probably below the 185 area and targeting, future highs on NVIDIA. But at the same time, guys, if NVIDIA is moving like this, like how I want it to be moving, if the price action is better, guys, on AMD, I can't stress it enough, guys. Like I said, I don't really care about being right. I just want to make y'all some money. I don't really care about being right today, guys. I want to help y'all get richer in the stock market. Like, let's just be real. This is what we're here for. So if AMD has better price action than NVIDIA, I'm going to probably choose and take AMD instead of NVIDIA. But I think that NVIDIA has to move down to 185, like I mentioned right here. And I'm going to look for a buying opportunity on NVIDIA. But now my favorite setup, guys, for the week is actually on Palantir. So let me show y'all Mr. Palantir right quick. Palantir, I'm trying to volunteer. I'm trying to make the market shed some tears. What are we talking about, guys? It makes me hype when I get to cover things I'm actually, because I look at the stock market by myself and it's fun. It gets fun. But when I get to share it with you guys, it's like, dang, like people get to literally listen in to what I feel like can make us some money this week. All right, so guys, looking here at Palantir, this is going to be a company that y'all want to keep on your radar. First of all, guys, looking at Palantir right now, this stock has kind of been having a little bit of it's just been having some trouble, let's say that, to get above this low key area for like a long time. Now, what you guys notice is before stocks can make a move to the upside, it has to make a crashing move, as you guys can see right here, for example, back to the downside, right? So what I think is happening here on Palantir currently is we're trying to make this move to the downside. You guys can go and see right here, for example. Going to my hourly time frame here on Palantir, you actually notice that we've been dropping a lot. And guys, who made some money off some Palantir puts this week? I want to just see a show of hands. If y'all made some money on Palantir puts, guys, just go put a W in the chat. Just put a W. Because we've been we've been smacking Palantir like it's a bad kid this week, man. Look at that. As you guys gonna see, we've been smacking Palantir just this day. Made about $2,500 on Palantir puts on that one position. At the end of the day, I had like $3,000 on Palantir puts. We just been smacking them all week. Like, I honestly feel bad. As you guys going to see right here, we call out Palantir puts to the chat, called it out, we banked. I even did a whole video on YouTube, guys. I posted here recently where I basically recorded the whole entire process and walking you guys through it, me making over $3.6 thousand here on the Palantir put. So if you don't watch it on YouTube, guys, go to watch it, tap in, see what we're going to do. Because we're not just telling y'all, like, I can't stress it enough, guys. I'm going to come on camera right quick. Like, guys, like when I do this class, I know it's late for some of y'all, but I generally like trade for a living. And this is my full-time job. This is my employment. I'm actually unemployed. I'm just employed to the stock market, right? So I really enjoy it and I love it. I love the game. I love every single thing about trading. But I wouldn't be doing these classes if this is not things I actually believe in, things I'm actually looking into, right? So for Palantir right now, I want to kind of tell you guys why we've been looking for shorts on Palantir all week long. Very simple, guys. The first things first, we had a recent lower high here on Palantir, as you can see right there. Created a lower low right there. Created a new low down here, right? And then we ended up coming out and we ended up coming to attack this previous lower high sitting right here on Palantir, right? And when that happened, we ended up creating a new high up here on Palantir. Now, once we create this new high here on Palantir, it's been slowly trying to come and take out the previous structure, which is sitting right here. This is my previous lower low here on Palantir. This is my previous lower high here on Palantir. This is my previous lower low here on Palantir. This is a previous higher high on Palantir. So it's been trying to come and take out my previous lower high, as it kind of did right here in price on Palantir right there. And then after that, it's coming to take out this previous lower low right there, which it did exactly right here on the 9th here of January. Now what's happening is Palantir is trying once again to get below all of the structure down here. Guys, write this down. This is my take, personally. I think this week, guys, Palantir is not going to be creating a new lower low. I think it wants to keep this as the lowest low, but be creating a higher low from the lows down there. So if y'all are staying with me right now, what I'm saying is I feel like Palantir might dump a little bit more this week. So specifically, we have a lot of key levels of liquidity sitting right here, sitting right there, and sitting right there, right? So every single time we tap this key area in price, coincidentally, guys, at around 170 bucks, we've been bouncing right there, right there, right there, and now we are approaching the same key level once again. But I personally believe, guys, this week, the Palantir is not going to break through these lows. I think Palantir, guys, I'm looking for Palantir to possibly come below the lows right here at 169.50. I'm basically targeting about 170 for calls on Palantir. And if that happens, or once it happens, I'm looking for a move back to the upside. We've been taking them to the downside all week long, but I think it's time to take it right back to the upside. It's time to get to that money, guys. I'm excited for this. So Palantir calls is another company on my watch list. Also, another video. Now let's go ahead and look at Mrs. Tesliciana. I know something I've been missing Tesla. She hasn't been on my watch list, that much, right? And people are having a very hard time of understanding that Tesla right now, it basically got removed from the S&P 500. So they're a little bit independent right now in that accord. Now, for Tesla guys, personally, I'm gonna cut to the chase. I'm bearish. I think that Tesla will be seeing a further move to the downside this week. Now, when I mentioned guys trendline liquidity earlier today, it's very important for you to understand that with where we are in the market, guys, I can't teach it enough because I feel like some people are pretty new to the stock market world. But guys, the market is adjusting every single day. Like what worked in November will not work in January. What worked in December will not work in January, right? The trend right now, guys, to become profitable in my eyes, like for this month in the current standards, is to understand trend line liquidity. So when you're trading, guys, in a high time frame, don't be afraid to draw these trend lines. This here is a simple trend line here, as you can see right here on Tesla. We have these simple higher lows sitting right here. Higher low right there, high low right there, right? Now, what you're noticing, guys, on Tesla is, this is the same example that we just kind of covered with the wedge. We're also creating lower high, lower high, lower high, and we're just continually creating lower highs, right? So we're actually beginning to break through this trend line that we created just now on Tesla. But besides this trend line, having an ultimate breakthrough, if you're in the mentorship, guys, we're having a rejection of my liquidity here at the buy side on two different levels of imbalances. So that being said, on the 4 hour, obviously, Tesla right now is getting a lot of bear signs consistently. I think the company right now is in shambles, and I think that they might want to be seeing a little bit more lows before we buy it up personally. So guys, this week here on Tesla, remember guys, this is all opinions. This is not recommendations to buy or sell any security. These are all recommendations. This is all recommendations, right? I mean, not recommendations. Opinions. I personally, guys, this week on Tesla, I'm looking for a 440 level rejection in price for puts back to the downside. So I'm gonna be writing this actually down right here so we won't be forgetting it. But I'm gonna be watching first and foremost. So Palantir, my top watch, 170 retest for calls. Tesla for 40 reject for puts. And on Nvidia, I believe it was 185. Let me confirm that for you guys real quick. Yeah, so for Nvidia, Mrs. Nvidia, she would do what she got to do. It's like, I just feel like I get down with AMD more. You know what I mean? But it's like whenever you can know how to analyze a stock, guys, or any company, you can use the information to actually analyze other companies, right? So I'm gonna be looking for Nvidia. Let me write it right here. For about $184 retest, 184.88 retest. For 88 retest for calls. And then bonus mentions, guys, is to watch Netflix for earnings. I'm not gonna tell you right here on YouTube like which way I'm looking for Netflix for earnings, but there will be a massive move for earnings. And the reason why I say this, guys, is because like I'm responsible for a lot of people making a lot of money. Just this year alone, guys, I'll tell you right now, next month, I'm passing out my first ever trophies for people who are in the program making $1,000 in one day. Passing out trophies. I ordered about 19. There's a lot more to do. So I don't just talk haphazardly on here. I don't just tell you a bunch of bullshit. Like no, the things that I tell you guys is what I want you to actually use to get to that money. And I want to tell you about an earnings play that I'm not 100% confident with just yet because I need to take a little bit more, probably like 6 more hours of research on the company and what I'm actually deciding for the company if it's even worth it. And then once I'm done with the research, I'll then tell my chat into the tab right here, the earnings plays, or under the swing trade plays right here for the week. So we do a lot of swing trades. We do day trades, guys. There's a lot of money to be made into the chat. So if y'all want to get access into our small account challenge and learn more as a beginner how to get started, how to set up your accounts, the link is in the chat box right now, or it's also into the description to tap in to the community, right? So to do a quick restate, guys, we went ahead and covered the top 3 plays for the week. We covered, first of all, PLTRs, calls for retest. I think this is probably my favorite play for the week. If the market is dripping, guys, and we're bears for some reason, Tesla, I think, will be going for puts. I think Tesla will be handing out money like it's Halloween. I really believe that Tesla will probably be a good play this week. And the Nvidia and AMD guys for calls is also a really good play, a good runner up. I think I'm watching like I love looking at Nvidia, but AMD makes me more money. Like someone actually asked me about like what's like my favorite stock ever. If I could choose one stock, with one stock, what would this one stock be? And it has to be AMD, and this is why. AMD was the trade that made me the most money in my trading career to this day in one day, which is about $80,000 in one day, flipping $13,000 into $92,000. AMD is my favorite play of the day, favorite stock of the day. So I'm gonna be actually watching NVIDIA this week and then using my technical analysis skills on NVIDIA to transmute that information into AMD because they have better price action typically. And if y'all are watching the stream right now, guys, I hope you're having a blessed Sunday, guys. People are banking in the chat. He made 1,000 here on Friday, 1.2K. He made like a little 600 done. Okay, this is her first $100 day in the chat. Yeah, I put a 5 for her in the chat right now. People are going crazy right now into the community. So if y'all are enjoying these sessions, guys, feel free to always post to your story and tag me and kind of, tap into everything. But what I'm going to go ahead and do, guys, I understand that we're kind of like, this is the beginning of the year, right? And a lot of times people kind of feel discouraged of like where they're at, where they're going, like the overall trajectory. I want you to actually know that if you're on this class right now, it's 9 p.m. on Sunday, you're in the right place. You're actually putting like education into your mindset. You're not looking at the shade room. You're not watching the NFL right now. I don't think so. Maybe you're watching on the side. You're watching this right here. I don't know what you're doing, but you're doing things the right way. And people can feel discouraged about where they're at because they're looking at social media, looking at this, looking at that. I'm trying to do my job of kind of posting less of exactly what's happening, like for me, because God continues to bless us in many different ways. And it is a blessing. But I feel like you can obviously build the evil lie sometimes. Like I made a lot of money this week trading, but I just didn't feel the need to share it. My mindset is kind of past all this money. Like I make money cool, but now I'm about helping other people get to that bag and actually pour into you guys more. Because I mean, like, what's the point of me getting all this money and no one else is getting it as well? So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, guys. People who are, in a state right now where you're kind of feeling like, things are kind of moving slow and, I want to trust like God's purpose. I want to share with you guys, a verse that I did read today. So I'm going to share with you guys, like, what I did read. I think it helped me like look at things in a way of patience. So James 1, verses 3-4, it says, because you know that the testing of your faith is producing perseverance, let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lack wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. The most important here, right here, is right here. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind, right? So what I'm kind of taking from that is like, whenever you're doing whatever it is you want to do, is it work, if it's going to the gym, getting a six pack, getting to the money, whatever you're doing, make sure you're actually being diligent with like what you're doing. And then, because things get hard, like even right now we're in hard times. People want to quit, they want to stop, they want to quit. If you're having that feeling of quitting, the feeling of struggling right now, the feeling of like I'm freaking overwhelmed, right? Take your time to kind of see the vision through, like know what you're actually aiming for, what your overall goal is, and go get it. This guys here is my Stock Sunday class. I hope y'all enjoyed these class sessions. I want to do these classes literally like, more often every single week, but I want to do some more lives throughout the week also as well. I feel like I have like a lot to share. I just sometimes like try to just to get in my head like, okay, this is not my place, this not that. But I just really feel like we're kind of getting in a point, guys, where we're maturing as consumers, we're maturing as humans. Life isn't just about buying this and flexing on this. It's about the overall big picture. And this week, guys, into my chat, we are beginning a brand new small account challenge that we did last week. And I'm looking forward to getting into this money. Like personally, we're live trading every single week this week. But if y'all are in the community right now, guys, this week will be important. Take your time, take it slow, and make sure you're approaching the market every single day the right way so you can get to that money and not actually blow your money like a dummy. All right, guys. Well, this guy's in my class here for Sunday, guys. Hope you have a blessed day. God bless.